Welcome to the Funeral Funds Life Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Vandervate from Funeral Funds of America, and you can find us at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, Funds.com. Whether you're interested in term life, whole life, mortgage protection, annuities, disability, business continuation, or final expense life insurance, we have you covered. Our team of experienced professionals will guide you through the complexities of insurance products to help you make an informed decision. In this podcast, I am going to be discussing, is pennies a day life insurance a scam? Oh my gosh. You'd be amazed how many times we have people calling us up saying, "Oh, I saw some insurance they said I could get it for pennies a day. It was advertised on TV. It must be true." And it was a lot of pennies. Yeah. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna kind of go. We're gonna kind of go free ranging here a little bit about these types of policies, and probably talk about some other ones that are kind of related. And we're just gonna dive in here. So keep in mind, pennies a day is not the cost. Okay, that bears repeating. Pennies a day is not the cost. It's a marketing mousetrap. Think about it. If you're a mouse, are you going to be attracted to a mousetrap if there's no cheese in the mousetrap? No, empty mousetraps don't catch any mice. There's got to be some bait. There's got to be something to attract somebody into the mousetrap. And pennies a day attracts an awful lot of seniors. Typically, these policies are targeted at senior citizens who are on a fixed or limited income, who've probably known they needed life insurance their entire life and decided to put this off until they're age 67 or 77, or even had a gal today that was 87. Finally figured it was the right time to start looking for life insurance, even though the average female lives right around 81 years in the United States. So she was definitely doing all right. She's beating everybody else out, but a little late to the insurance shopping game, at least for life insurance. So just keep in mind, these rates are targeted at seniors typically. They're at home watching TV. Why do you think these are TV commercials, daytime TV commercials? And what do seniors do? A lot of times they sit and watch daytime TV. And, why are they watching daytime TV? Probably because they're on a fixed or limited income, and sometimes they can't go out and do everything they'd like to do. And then they see pennies a day and they go, well, I could afford pennies a day, a few pennies, not too many pennies. And then they find out it's like hundreds of dollars in some cases, depending on their age or their health. And you're going to run into the same type of kind of marketing with those plans you see advertised on TV at $9.95 per unit or $1 for the first month. You know, it's marketing. It's marketing. It's meant to get your interest, and it's specifically what it's called in the advertising industry is interruption marketing, right? Because you were doing something, you were watching your sitcom or your old rerun of whatever on TV, and they interrupted it with a commercial for pennies a day life insurance. And they want you to call right now. Call right now. Call right now to get your pennies a day life insurance. So you call right now. And then you find out it's more than a few pennies a day. And then people typically go, "Oh, it was a scam." Well, it's not a scam. It's a marketing mousetrap, right? Um, you know, what they deem pennies a day is much different than you envision pennies a day to be. You might be thinking 5 pennies a day, 5 cents. Oh, cool. And they're thinking like 1,000 pennies. So yeah, do your actual research on the actual type of policy and the company. That is so important. There's so many plans out there. First of all, these plans where they're marketed so heavily and with such sensational advertising cliches, pennies a day. A lot of times these policies are the worst ones out there. They're going to have 2-year waiting periods, which, what older person, what senior is going to want a policy with a 2-year waiting period? Now, some of the insurance companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that, if you're over age 50 or 60 or 70, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. Don't believe such nonsense. At Funeral Funds of America, we specialize in first day coverage. And we will never say anything like pennies a day, because we just, everybody's uniquely different. If you're age 60, the price is going to be different than if you're age 85. If you're a female, it's going to be different than if you're a male. If you're a smoker, it's going to be different if you're not a smoker. If you're healthy, it's going to be different than if you're not healthy. So pennies a day covers a lot of real estate, and it they can't get sued for it because they don't say how many pennies a day. They don't say 5 pennies a day. They just say pennies a day. A million pennies? Ooh, ouch. You wouldn't like that. Yeah. So do your research on these plans. And, at Funeral Funds of America, if you type in Funeral Funds of America and you type the insurance company name and then put review after that. So Funeral Funds of America, ABC Insurance Company review. Do that, and we've pretty much got almost all of the insurance companies reviewed, and you can actually get the real skinny, the real lowdown, the real scoop on what's going on with a lot of these insurance companies. Yeah, but if you check the Better Business Bureau too, or Better Business Bureau is a weird company. They're not always the best to rely on reviews. But I tell you what, the people that are most upset, that are most pissed off, that are most feel that they've most been scammed, you know where they go first? The Better Business Bureau. So just understanding, you're kind of reading reviews from people who kind of kick the hornet's nest a little bit. So yeah. Um, but aside from that, watch out for red flags. Oh my gosh, American public, come on. If it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And also just beware of, you know, high pressure sales tactics. If you do fall for one of these and get on the phone or something like that with somebody, um, and also be very suspicious of companies that don't give you detailed information about the policies or want you to provide personal information before even giving you a quote. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So just be very aware of that. And then also, and this may kind of go without saying, because we're talking about is pennies a day, life insurance a scam, but beware of the cost. Um, you know, the younger you are with insurance, the lower the pricing is going to be. So the longer you put this off, the more expensive it is. Another way to look at this is the more you need life insurance, the more it costs. When do you need life insurance? Let's go back to my 87-year-old gal. Who needs life insurance more, a 67-year-old or an 87-year-old? Well, number one, we don't know who's going to die first, right? Only the good Lord above knows that. But statistically speaking, we know that the 87-year-old needs the insurance more because our bodies just wear out. And the fact is that, she waited so long, it's going to cost more because statistically, when you factor out accidental death and medical deaths and everything, body's just wearing out. She's closer to that ending day, closest to going and seeing the pearly gates. So, yeah, just be aware of the cost. Now, and the cost is also going to be different based off coverage amount. So if you're going to be buried, you're going to need more coverage than if you're going to be cremated. So, and life insurance can be used for any of that. Life insurance can be used for protecting mortgages. It can be for replacing income. It can be used to give money to family or loved ones. But typically, as most people get older and they're looking at these pennies a day life insurance, they're really looking at just making sure that their final expenses are taken care of. Burial, cremation, maybe a few other little expenses, things like that. So, these commercials really tug at your heartstrings, and they kind of reinforce that you've waited too long and you better just do it right now because it's just pennies a day. So, you know, ultimately in the end, you need to just understand and review the policy. So, man, here's another thing. Think about this one. Insurance companies that advertise on TV, and magazines and say pennies a day. Really, one of the most expensive forms of advertising is TV and print. And if they're going to be advertising that heavily in TV and print, that's a huge operational expense that they've got to finance, and the only way to finance that is through the products themselves. So typically these products are going to be very expensive. That means they're going to cost more pennies a day, not fewer pennies a day. So just remember, no mice go into mouse traps if there's no cheese in there. So don't rush to a decision. Again, most of the insurance companies out there, if you just type in Funeral Funds of America and or just funeral funds, actually, funeral funds, and then ABC Insurance Company Review, it'll probably pull up on our website, and just substitute the insurance company you're looking at for the ABC, obviously. So, yeah, just don't rush into a decision. Okay, now I say that. I say that, oh boy. When I say don't rush into a decision, that doesn't give you permission to keep procrastinating on this. There's a reason that 87-year-old gal didn't have insurance at 87. She kept procrastinating on it. She knew she was going to die someday. She just didn't do anything about it. But what I mean is, don't feel that you've got to make an impulse decision based off a marketing pitch of pennies a day. So, is pennies a day life insurance a scam? No, it's not a scam. It's vague. It's ambiguous. It's it's like saying, something costs a bazillion dollars. Well, what's a bazillion dollars? Nobody knows what a bazillion dollars. It's not an amount, right? Pennies a day is not an amount. So it's not a scam. It's actually pretty brilliant marketing. But I tell you what, I would not want to work for that insurance company that's offering that, because people are coming in pretty hot. And once they find out it's hundreds of dollars, not pennies a day, they're even hotter. They are fired up. They're as fiery as a dragon, just spitting flames. So there you go. Is pennies a day life insurance a scam? No, but it is marketing. Anyway, my name is Randy Vandervate, and I hope this podcast has been helpful to you. Funeral Funds of America can help you qualify for first day coverage or benefits at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, FUNDS.com. And our phone number is 888-862-9456. We will be blessed to help you with this in the future. Until that day comes, stay safe, take care, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.